Alright, here's an overview of all the bumper subcomponents. Remember, we will be swapping over some parts from the original hatchback bumper to the new sedan bumper. Here's the aftermarket fog lights that I'll be using, and I have a video on installing an aftermarket fog light kit with the relay setup that will also work the same for these, so check out that video too. The link will be in the video description. So this is the bare bones bumper after it's been paint matched, and you already know this bumper's paint will last longer than Toyota's OEM paint job on the car. Now we'll begin with installing the fog light housing trim pieces. You'll pop on the bottom lip extension first, then the main housing, and you'll do this for both sides. Here's the bottom lip extension, and all you have to do is slide the tabs into the correct slots and make sure they are firmly seated. You may have to check from behind the bumper to be positive. Same process for the main housing. Pop in the tabs and thoroughly make sure there are no odd gaps or misalignments, and take your time. You don't want to have to remove a bunch of these pieces later when you finally realize a part isn't clipped in all the way. Ask me how I know. Next, you guessed it, the main grille pops into place. Again, check from behind and make sure all the tabs are properly secured. We will transfer over screws from the original bumper later on to further secure everything. Like DJ Khaled said, another one pops into place. Alright, now the core bumper is completed, we'll add the fog lights next, and begin transferring over some parts from the original hatchback bumper, so pay attention. Here's the aftermarket fog lights. They have a couple of screws that will secure them, and that's it. Also, if your aftermarket lights include rep versions of the OEM trim housings, do not use them. Spend the extra money on the OEM parts. The aftermarket housings will have paint chipping within a year. I almost forgot the Toyota emblem. Just peel off the backing paper, align it with the two holes, and firmly push it down. Now you'll need to transfer over the silver screws from the hatchback bumper to the new sedan bumper. Just watch the video to see how many and where each location is. Next, pop out these white clips from the hatchback bumper and swap them to the sedan bumper. Now we will begin to remove the parts needed to get access to the radar sensor so we can swap it over. Remove these silver screws and save them to be reused, and save this large white tab as that will be swapped over too. Next, you need to undo these little screw clips. They rotate and then should pop out. They're really small, so it's hard to show on camera, but just be gentle and they'll come out. Then, pull back the rubber gasket a bit to reveal these small clips securing it. Remove the clips and then we can swap this gasket over to the new bumper. Here's what they look like from behind. I used a pair of pliers to pinch them to remove them. And here's that gasket once it's separated. Set it aside and we'll transfer it to the new bumper later on. To remove the radar sensor, unscrew these perimeter screws and it will come off. I accidentally pointed to a screw on the electrical connector. Do not remove those two. It's only the smaller screws on the outer edges and those two large screws on the sides. Once it's removed, you need to slide these two silver inserts off and swap them to the new sensor mount. Slide the old inserts onto the new radar sensor bracket, then screw the sensor onto the new bracket. I also want to be clear, some of the other videos and guides online said you had to cut and modify the bracket to make it work. This is absolutely not true. Just take note of the orientation of the sensor and bracket and it screws together fine. Everything will line up. Using 4 of those silver screws, secure the radar sensor and bracket to the new bumper as shown. Again, everything lines up perfectly. Now slide the new upper support trim piece into place and use the remaining silver screws to fasten it securely to the bumper. Then simply pop the old hood seal back on, make sure the ends are tucked in as shown, and your sedan bumper is now fully assembled and ready to be installed on the car. Make sure to remove the old crash bar foam and install the new one, as they are not cross-compatible. Also remember to install these air deflectors on both sides. Lastly, you can replace the side mounting tabs on the car body that hold the bumper in place. It's recommended to replace them to ensure the bumper stays secured, but people have had mixed results. Toyota expects you to remove the headlights to remove them properly, but I just snapped and ripped off the old ones and popped the new ones into place. Now check out my 2 separate videos on removing the bumper and installing fog lights for more information on those 2 topics, and I hope this video gave you a good idea on how easy it is to assemble a new bumper from scratch, and comment below with any questions you have. And thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe the video for more.